today's video is one that is definitely not for the faint of heart. And yes, you read the title correctly. My daughter was raped, abused. I don't know how else to say it. And I'll get into all the specifics that happened, obviously, but I was definitely not planning on this happening when I got Bella Princess. I was expecting, it just to be me and her, but now, God has other plans for us. And I've been meaning to film this for such a long time, like literally like 3 weeks, I think, but there's just been so much going on with her pregnancy, like appointments and, this changes one day, I think it's this time, and I want to get everything correct for you guys. This story begins in LA. I was going through a little bit of a hard time. I don't want to get into any details or anything, but basically stuff was going on in my life where I felt like I needed a vacation. So my friend invited me out to Vegas, and LA is very close to Vegas, and he said, come out here, we'll have fun, I can take you out to parties, and it's Labor Day weekend, so it's gonna be insane. And I had told him, some of my other friends are there too, so this could be really fun, and he was like, well, it's just more of a reason for you to come then, and he was just like persuading me. So I booked a plane ticket, went out there, got to the hotel, had so much fun that night. It was amazing, met up with a couple people, and it was a crazy Vegas night. And I feel like telling this story back, it's karma for just running away from my problems and just going to Vegas, trying to have fun or whatever. Take it from me, don't run away from your problems. So I'm with my friend in my hotel room, and we get up, obviously we're hungover or whatever. I go through my text messages, and honestly it's just I'm seeing normal wake up late text message stuff, routine stuff, are you alive? Where are you? Haven't heard from you for 24 hours. Just normal stuff, Then I go to my phone app on my iPhone. I don't even know what you call it, the phone. And I check if I have any missed calls. And this is where I started to think that something was really wrong. So when I go away on vacation, I put Bella away at a pet hotel. And this pet hotel has gotten really great reviews. A couple of my friends use it. And obviously I want to bring her everywhere I can. But this trip in particular was Vegas. She can't get into any clubs, so what is she just gonna be in the hotel room all the time? No. And the girls there are so sweet, the staff, the humans. They're like, oh my God, Bella was so nice this trip, and they're holding her and kissing her, and it looked like she really had made some good friends there, and it was like a good thing going on. So I see that there's 10 missed calls from the pet hotel, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Did something happen to Bella? And the scariest part was, sometimes when I go in there and drop her off, I see really big, aggressive looking dogs. I'll see a pit bull, or sometimes, because they have some of the suites out in the lobby so you can see. And every time I drop her off, I'm kind of thinking I hope they don't let big dogs play with my little Bella, because she's a small dog, So I called them back, and I remember exactly where I was. So we were looking over all of Las Vegas, looking at the Bellagio water show going on or whatever. And we were up really high, so we couldn't really hear the music, but we could kind of hear the water. Anyways, too much information. Just trying to paint this story for you, girl. So I call, and this girl picks up. She's like, hi, how can I direct your call? I was like, my name is Gigi. I have Bella with you guys. Can you please tell me what's going on that you need to call me 10 times for? Immediately, her voice changes, and she's like, 1 second, let me get my manager. It puts me on hold. All of a sudden, this music comes on, and I'm like, I look at my friend and I was like, something is really wrong. So the manager gets on the phone, finally, after 5 minutes of waiting, and the phone is on speakerphone because my friend made me put it on speaker so we both could listen. This is what she said, verbatim. I remember the conversation as if it was yesterday. She goes, I regret to inform you that in the midst of changing the dogs from playtime in the playpen to their individual suites, Bella and a dog were found in the corner of a hallway, and he had mounted her. And when we ripped them apart, there was blood on the ground. So I'm like, sorry? I don't know if I heard that correctly. You said my Bella was bleeding at your pet hotel, and this is not American Horror Story Pet Hotel edition. This is real life. This is actually happening. She goes, oh my God, yes, I'm so sorry. It was completely an accident and we had no idea. She goes, we thought all the dogs were accounted for. We're very, very, very sorry, and she might be pregnant. I go, no, she's not pregnant. They go, well, when the dogs are in heat, they have a little bit of blood in their system, and sometimes when the dogs mount them and all of this goes on. I said, stop. First of all, Bella can't be pregnant because she hasn't gotten her period yet. So this is something I totally should have said at the beginning of the video. But I was always told by several people at the vet, at the hospital, that Bella should be spayed after she gets her first period. And she still, to that day, still hadn't gotten a period. I had never found blood. I had never, seen anything happening where I'd said, oh, she's on her period. And my friends after were like, well, why didn't you spay her? I'm like, because she didn't have her period yet. I thought that she was just a late bloomer. But at that moment, I was questioning every decision I had ever made regarding my dog. Like, is Bella happy and does she hate me? What kind of service is this to give to your customers, first of all? Second of all, I told you my dog wasn't spayed the first time I ever gave her to you guys, and you should keep those dogs separate. You don't put a dog that's not spayed with a group of horny men. Anyways, the rest of my trip in Vegas was obviously not amazing because I had all of this on my mind and I was just thinking, please God, let her not be pregnant. Let that sperm not have reached the egg. Please, please, please. But then in the back of my mind, I was just thinking, well, how can that even be possible? Because they found blood and apparently they were having sex for a very long time, which gives the dog plenty of time to shoot that right up in her and create some babies. So fast forward to me going to pick her up. I had a long talk with the manager there and she was like, well, if she is pregnant, we'll pay for all her bills. I said, this is not what I'm worried about. This is on you. How can you run a business like this? How does this happen? Can I see camera footage? I want to know who slipped up. And I'm honestly not the kind of person to be like, I'm gonna sue, I'll ruin your business. But I was really, really upset. Like, I was like, how could this happen? And I couldn't help but just like cry because I was like, this is so sad. Like, this little puppy is only on this earth for like a year and then this happens to her where she just is like a mother now. And it's like, that's so not fair. And that's not what I wanted for her at all. I want to give her the best life possible. It breaks my heart that she's even holding babies right now. We ended up just coming to the consensus of, let's just wait, let's see if she's actually pregnant, and then we'll deal with everything. A couple weeks go by and I had noticed no changes in Bella. She didn't seem to be getting larger or her personality wasn't different at all. She had just as much energy. She wasn't lethargic. She wasn't throwing up. Her temperature was still the same. She was completely the same Bella that I had raised. It was only until one night, this was probably 4 to 5 weeks after Labor Day weekend, where I had noticed something was up. She was burrowing like behind pillows, and whenever I would be like, Bella, come here for your food or whatever, she would pop her head up from behind a pillow and I'd be like, what was she doing back there? She was sleeping a lot more as well, and I just thought, something is up. And her nipples were like really big. Like, they were like swollen and like just like ready to be a mother kind of nipples. And I was like, oh my God, she's pregnant. So I took her to the hospital and we got an ultrasound, which I posted to my Instagram, and it turns out that she was pregnant, and they said that there was 3 or 4 babies in her. I hope it's 3 because I'm going to be raising 3 babies, which sounds easier than raising 4 babies. We are very, very close to delivery day, so I'm just preparing and getting ready. Who thought that I was going to be a grandma my first year here? At least I'm a gilf. Gigi the gilf. So yeah, I would really, really, really appreciate in the comments if you guys have ever delivered babies. Please let me know down in the comments how it went and any tips you have for the first month or 2, because I am going to be keeping the babies. I really had to sit down and think about it for a few days because it was so random that this happened to her. She started getting a little bit more protective whenever there was, whenever anyone would come to the door, she would bark, and that's something that she had never done before. And I think it was her protecting her babies. So I think now that she's actually pregnant and she's showing, and I think she knows what's going on, I think she's saying, these are my puppies and I want to honor that. I just hope that everything goes really, really smoothly, and I would really appreciate your guys' love and prayers that the birth goes smoothly and there are no complications. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and until I see you guys next time, stay gorgeous.